Okay, so this is a white wine. This has a slight bronze hue, pale straw, a little bit of rim variation, fading to a water band on the outside. Due to the rim variation, this wine appears to be developing. And the wine's day bright, not quite star bright. All right, the fun part now, the nose. Taste 5 things, smell thousands of things. So this is kind of where it's all, kind of where you earn your stripes, get your keep here. Oh, okay, so there's a little bit of a bitter phenolics here. And orchard fruit, maybe like a faint floral note, a little bit of honeysuckle, wet stone. In terms of intensity, I would say medium on the nose. Nothing really jumping out of the glass. I would say just a kind of minerality, keeping the fruit at bay. And this is orchard fruit, definitely apple, pear, ripe, but definitely not baked or overripe, and definitely not tart or underripe too. So the fruit appears to be pretty well balanced. There's a touch of evergreen and like a slight kind of herbal, earthy tone to it, but it's very mild. I would say I'm putting more stock into the fruit and the minerality of the wine at this point. Although some people say you can't say minerality, I still believe in it. Past that on the nose, time to go to the palate. All right, I'm gonna say high acid. This is definitely hitting the side of my tongue, mouth watering under a second, which is my typical gauge. If I have to swallow my spit in under a second, I'm calling high acid on it. Body, this is medium bodied. The fruit feels a little bit honeyed, but it is dry on the finish. There's no tannin, there's no imperfections or faults on this. I'm not getting anything overly like funky. This is a very clean, correct wine. Definitely well made. Thinking about this wine and thinking about just high acid wines in general that show orchard fruit dominantly, I mean, you can get Chenin Blancs in there, you can get Rieslings in there. This doesn't have the pyrazine or gooseberry or lemon for me to hit on like Sauvignon Blanc at all, but for me, for international varietals that are showing high acid, those are like my main 3 if I'm, for blind tasting. There's no staining of the tears. They're coming down fairly quickly. I'd say medium plus, but probably this alcohol is clocking in around like 12-ish, but the wine has really ripe fruit and finishing dry. For me, this feels like a warmer region for Riesling. It honestly, it's not giving me the stone fruit that I typically look for with Riesling. I could probably see this being potentially in like the Rheinhessen or like the Pfalz, specifically kind of with like the body and alcohol. Maybe more leaning towards Pfalz. Even though there's some rim variation on this, I'm still gonna put this in like a 3 to 5 year range. Finally, to bring this home, I would put this as a 2021 Riesling from the Pfalz of high quality and something that's really enjoyable to drink and something that might change someone's opinion on Riesling. Drum roll, let's see what we have here. Maybe a slice of humble pie, maybe not. Sylvaner 2022 Trocken from Franken. This definitely makes sense. I feel like I don't expect typically this much acidity from Sylvaner, and I was getting a ton of acidity on this, and I feel like that kind of led to the misfire. But in terms of like the minerality, the fruit, like the slight like underlying like green herbal tones and stuff, I mean, Sylvaner is like vegetable friendly. I probably wasn't giving it enough credit for how high acid it can be. And Sylvaner is super age-worthy. This has got 2 years on it. I put like 3 to 5. This is definitely a wine that's gonna improve with some age on it, and is super impressive to confuse it with a Pfalz Riesling, and I would totally drink this.